All right. Thank you, George.
No problem. You guys have a good one.
All right. Gilbert Gottfried is a nationally known comedian. He makes many appearances on The Tonight Show, actually, with Jay Leno, who just had his last show.
So he's out of the show business community now.
Well, I think that Gilbert actually will probably be on the new Jay Leno show.
Oh.
Gilbert also appears at Caroline's regularly. This Thursday night at 8 o'clock he'll be there on Broadway in Manhattan. He looks like an old Jew.
Oh.
There he is. He's coming in with 2 bottles of water. He also has a...
Hold back your enthusiasm.
Gilbert, what
Yes.
I see you come prepared, and I enjoy that about you. You have a cup of something in your hand and then 2 bottles of water. What's that a cup of?
Yes, I'm actually having a cup of coffee.
Well, now, did you pay for that, or did you make us go out and get it?
I made you go out and get
Right. I know you always like to get free things when you come here.
I don't even drink coffee.
Gilbert passed by 42 coffee shops on his way.
I've never seen you drink coffee before.
Yeah.
Is this because you're a new father and you need more energy?
No, I'm like Amy Winehouse. Yes.
You're not funny?
You never did drugs, right?
Many years ago.
Well, now he's on AZT.
Yes. I did. I would smoke grass occasionally, and then I got tired of it.
Right. I can't imagine you as being part of the hippie generation.
Yeah.
What was he like on pot?
Yeah, I mean...
anything vaguely cool, you can't imagine.
Did you ever see a picture of him on SNL?
Yeah, he
He's
had
got
big
the huge
afro.
afro and everything. But how did you pay for weed? Who bought you weed?
You always got free weed, right?
Yes,
I mean, you wait for somebody to score some, as they say, and then you...
I look like Clarence Williams III back then.
You had a look. You wanted to get women, and you wanted to look youthful, so you had long hair, right?
Yeah.
And you were on Mod Squad.
So when you tried drugs and you smoked this pot, what would it... I know you normally are very, very loud and obnoxious. So would you become mellow? Was that what happened?
I would... What made me stop is I'd get incredibly happy right after smoking, and then immediately afterwards get incredibly depressed and scared and everything.
So normal.
So it brought out the worst in you, the pot.
Yes.
And what would would you start thinking about your mother and father and your high school years
and your career,
life in general?
What would you think about when you would get depressed?
Yeah, because I figured without drugs, I'm thinking about my career and how depressed it is.
You know, there's one thing you never revealed to me.
Yes.
And now it's easy to laugh because you're a man about town. You're a huge success. You're on the Jay Leno show.
Everybody wants to be you.
You're in your 24th year of playing Caroline.
Yes.
Every guy in America wants to be you,
yes.
as Robin says. But the fact of the matter is, I don't even know if you talk about this. How old were you when you actually first got laid for the first time? I mean, it was difficult for you in the beginning,
right?
Oh,
yeah.
You didn't have a girlfriend in high school, I don't think. No one wanted to know you.
No prom, no, none of that.
And you actually quit high school, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that had to be traumatic for your parents when you left high school. They probably worried about you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they say to you?
They worried about me when I was in high school.
Right. How old were you when you left high school?
Oh, I was,
22.
Yeah.
No, seriously. How old were you? 15, 16?
Yeah, I don't know how old I was, but either first or second year of high school.
So 14 or 15 years old?
Yeah.
Were you a bad student?
Horrible.
But you're a bright guy. I mean, was it that you just... I mean, were you bad at math and science?
Everything.
Did you not concentrate in school?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you're smart. I mean, to write jokes and to be observational humorist.
Well, he's only written 20 minutes of jokes. And most teachers don't appreciate it when you're doing Abbott and Costello movies. You're just quoting Abbott and Costello meet the vampire.
If you were to go back and look at your academic record, were you flunking out of high school?
Awful.
Awful.
Yeah.
And so you announced to your parents, I'm leaving, or you don't even tell them?
I just stopped showing up.
And when your parents sat you down and said to you, Gilbert, this is crazy. We got a notice from the school. You're not showing up. Did you laugh? I mean, I know you laugh and stuff.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how do you get away with that? I mean, you just said, I'm not going.
Oh, yeah.
And they listened to you. They said, fine, you don't have to go.
No, they tried to get me back, but it was just awful.
So what did you do instead? Did you leave the house every day as if...
Did you pretend you had a job?
For a while, yes. Yes, thank you.
What did you do?
I just hang around
Jerked
until
off.
time.
So you mean for a while, you pretended to your parents that you were going to school, and that could only last a couple of days because the school has to notify them.
The funny thing about it is I used to hang out at the library a lot, so I did more reading by being out of school than...
So you weren't a bad kid. In other words, you went and did something really nerdy. You hung out at the library.
Yeah. I wasn't like Brando and the Wild Ones.
You were more like Brando in 1998.
And did you you weren't out hooking and doing drugs. You were in the library.
Yes, I was defending Native Americans.
Really? I just thought you started fucking supermodels every day.
And what would you do? And what would you do in the library? I mean, would you sit there and read actual books? I mean,
yeah.
So you quit. You said, I'm not going to. You know, I'm fascinated.
I hang out there with the other homeless.
You know why I'm amazed by this? And I'm being dead serious with you.
Yes.
You know, people tend to think of me as rebellious, this and that and the other thing, but I don't think I would have had the balls to just not show up to school and say to my parents, that's it, I've decided in my life I don't need this high school stuff. I mean, that's tremendously brave to stand up to all these adults, isn't it?
Yes.
Gilbert's one of the bravest people I've ever met.
This is his Vietnam.
I'm like rebel without a cause.
Now, James Dean, you're gay.
So let me understand what would happen.
It is almost like, though, when you go to the library, it's like they're not teaching me enough in school.
No, you just can't get laid, Rob.
So the school... at first doesn't notify your parents. So there's a couple of grace days where you can not show up to school. Right. Did you have tremendous nervousness and pressure at that point in your life because you weren't going to school? I mean, you must have been waiting for this horrible phone call.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, I mean, you had to be nervous.
Yeah.
And were you a disgrace to your family? Because I'm sure they had hopes that you'd go to college and all of this.
Yes.
Why would they hope that?
And become a doctor.
Were you more nervous at that point or opening up for Belinda Carlisle?
Did the people in the library get to know you?
No.
No one ever got to know you.
Yeah. Even back then, they didn't get suspicious.
Did you have any friends in high school who you could confide in and say, listen, I'm thinking about quitting school? Was there anyone that you could go and talk to about this? No, you had no friends.
Yeah, there was a water fountain he talked to a lot.
You had no friends.
Who are you going to talk to? A guidance counselor?
Right. So what was your decision? I mean, were you in math one day and said, I can't take this anymore?
Never any real out-and-out decision.
Right.
But were you tortured in school? I mean, were people shoving you in lockers?
Yes. I can answer that, Robin. I wasn't there.
Shoving him in a locker would have been nice because then he couldn't have gotten hurt.
Yes.
Were you getting in a lot of fights? Were people picking on you?
Not any more than anyone else.
Right. But you were not the popular guy. Yeah.
I was actually the cool kid back in school.
You weren't Tom Brady?
Yes.
Someone told me
I was the football hero.
Someone told me you were raped with sticks. That's true.
No, that's Henry Hill.
Is that true, though? That the kids used to like to put sticks in your ass? Some of the boys?
Yeah, but he liked that.
But I am getting a hard-on thinking about it.
So were you abused? You were abused a little bit at school. Academically, you weren't turned on. And then one day you decide, you know what? Instead of going to school, I'm going to walk to the library.
Yes.
Here you are now, free of school, and you walk to a library.
It's kind of like escaping from prison and going, I think I'll lock myself in a basement.
I hate all this learning. I'm going to go read Catcher in the Rye.
Right.
Did you ever ask a girl on a date in high school? Did you ever try to meet girls in high school?
Oh, I couldn't even imagine it.
You couldn't?
Yeah.
No. I picture a guy...
Neither could they.
It just wasn't something you were up to yet, right? You were immature. Yeah. You were immature.
Yes.
Were you immature?
No, I was always very mature.
Right.
Yes.
You were older than your years.
I'm Captain America.
Right.
Was he immature, Howard? This is a guy, when you said, are you having a baby, he went...
By the way, speaking of babies, I don't know how many people know this. We should say congratulations. Gilbert, you've had a second child since we've seen you.
You're kidding me? Is she black like the Brad Pitt?
What's going on? You have two kids now. Two girls?
Children?
Yes.
2 girls.
No. One's the other one. Yeah, and one's
the other one.
Boy?
I'm still referring to them as it.
One of them is what?
The other one's a boy. The new one.
So you got a girl and a boy.
It's interesting to me. I say, it's 2 girls, and then you go,
yes.
Yes.
Now, is David Brenner the father?
What did you name?
No, kids. Behave yourself, do your homework, and you too can be successful. You have to lie about your age. When you're 87, tell them you're 20. Don't believe it.
When your children go to school, you'll expect them to go to school.
Yeah.
If your child comes home and says, I'm dropping out of school, there would be all hell would break loose, right? You want a better life for them than you have. I imagine.
Do you see in their future the terrible abuse you suffered?
So how do you like being the father of 2 kids? Is it fun for you? Are you starting to relate to these kids? Do you relate to them at all?
Yes. Well, we have the same IQ. Yeah.
Do you ever enjoy yourself with them? Do you find any activities that you like to do with them?
Yes, like shitting in my pants.
They both have similar salaries.
So do you do anything with them, or are you pretty much hands off and let your wife do all of that?
I try to be as hands-off as possible.
Right.
Yeah, don't be hands-on with the kids.
Is she? You got married, though, right? You're married.
Yes.
She's not your girlfriend with 2 kids.
These kids have your name.
They have the Godfrey name.
You're not Dennis Rodman.
So what did you name the little boy?
Max.
Max. That's a very Jewy name.
Yeah.
The name of the
Godfrey.
The name of the boy is Mr. Lucky.
Well, Schleimy was a little hard to spell.
Did you have your son circumcised?
Yes.
Now, were you conflicted about that at all? Because sometimes I think it's barbaric. That, like, how did this whole... I don't know if you get introspective at all.
Is he doing it for a religious reason?
Did you have a rabbi do it, or did you have a...
Oh, not that rabbi crap.
No, you had it done.
You know how much a bris costs?
Yeah.
You had it done...
Then you got to pay for cold cuts.
You had it done in a hospital?
Oh, yeah.
But a rabbi would have sang a beautiful song while he did it.
He had a bris...
You know, you are legendary for being cheap.
Yes.
I was afraid you were going to do the circumcision yourself.
Yeah, with a butter knife.
Now, you know what happened? Gilbert had the bris at the Funny Bone in Pittsburgh. He did a show for free.
I heard there was one story of some rabbi who got arrested. He would do a bris and he would bite off.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that was Marv Albert.
And supposedly gave the kid herpes, actually.
Right.
Because, you know, I guess there was some old tradition with these rabbis where they would actually bite off
Really?
like cut it and then bite it off. It was some weird sect that did this.
You bit it. That's how you got it off.
And then I think the story I read was that the kid got some sort of disease or something, or they were afraid he was going to get a disease, something along those lines. But so I'm just wondering, did you have any sort of discussion with your wife about this? Because I know you're not religious.
No.
And why circumcise the kid? You know, when you think about it, the whole thing's sort of barbaric, right? Cutting off a piece of your penis? I mean, why do it if you're not religious?
I guess because uncircumcised dicks look kind of weird.
Yeah, you don't like the way they look.
No.
Yeah, you want them to look like you.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't want things
to look like Gilbert Godfrey.
Yeah, you don't want things to look weird.
I want a little smiley face on it.
Is he hung well like you? I know you're very large.
Yes, I have an extremely big dick.
Were you concerned about that when you had his son? Like, did you look at him nude and say, gee, I know you've said your penis is not that big.
Yeah.
Were you worried that he was cursed with the same thing you had, or was he hung more like your wife? Did you look at his penis when he was born and say, gee, I wonder if he has girth, or did you look to see? I've never had a son, so I don't know.
Yeah, see, this is something that I heard from a nurse one time, is that when guys look at their son's penis, they always, well, first of all, they should be arrested, but...
You can take pictures of your son's penis to show me? Yeah.
They say, a lot of these guys go, oh, my God, look at him, he's got a gigantic dick, you know, but they say, like, the dick, for some reason, on every baby looks big.
Right. Well, because they're so tiny. They look big.
But not only that, they're hormones that are in the mother's bloodstream at the time of birth that cause that.
Well, thank God Gilbert's wife had one big dick in her.
So, did he have... When you looked at your son's penis, did he have better length or girth?
Yes.
What did you observe?
See, that's why I like being so short. It makes my dick look bigger.
Yeah, it's like when a midget jerks you off.
Robin, you make a good point. Why don't we take those hormones that these women have when they give birth so that our penises can look bigger? You know what I mean?
You just want to take cosmetic hormones.
You say if there's a hormone that the woman releases when these babies are born to make their penises look big, can't they take that hormone and rub it on my penis?
Sure.
Well, I think if they were rubbing your penis, it would get big.
Right.
Now, Gilbert, how big is your daughter's penis?
She was well hung, too.
Do you like having a boy better than a girl? Is there a difference?
I haven't figured it out yet.
Right, you're not that
Did you
involved.
like the first kid, and that's why you decided to have a second one?
I don't know. My life just happens around me pretty much.
Now, you don't wear contraception at all when you were with your wife? You always bareback?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
So is there a chance you could have a third child and a fourth child? I mean, are you taking any precautions?
Well, I can't imagine having more than this.
I mean, you have a small apartment with with lawn furniture in it. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean,
with a cardboard box for a bed.
Yeah. He'll have a bigger apartment after he makes $8,000 at Caroline's.
That's right. You are going to Caroline's. See Gilbert Gottfried this Thursday night at 8 o'clock at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan. For tickets, go to carolines.com. For additional tour dates, go to gilbertgottfried.com. What's going on at gilbertgottfried.com? Any big news over there?
Have you seen it?
Do you know, are you selling something on there? Do you have some new item, maybe?
Yes, it's a very new item. It's only about 5 years old. Gilbert Gottfried Dirty Jokes.
Which, by the way, is funny. Have you ever seen it, Howard? It's really funny.
You know, as a matter of fact, I had Jackie the Joke Man Martling on the phone this morning, and he has an iPhone application where you can get his jokes right over the iPhone. I'm wondering if you're thinking of branching out into
I'll have to ask Artie about this.
Yeah, he heard about
Gilbert could put his DVD on an iPhone, but he'd have to pay Joey Bishop $80,000 for every joke.
This is the best thing that ever happened with the Artie thing. Because when I used to ask him all the time, when I was first making the DVD. And
Gilbert would call me up with his then girlfriend.
Yes.
Because he knew I put out a DVD. Which, quite frankly, was successful because I plugged it on your show, okay?
Yes.
So Gilbert's like, Gilbert's wife says, listen, I know your DVD was successful. Can me and Gilbert conference call you to talk about the business of DVDs? I said, sure. So then they used to call me. So.
And then his advice was always like, well, you know, you should put a bunch of jokes on it, not just one or two. And you use the ones that work really well, not the ones if bombs. Don't put those on.
Oh, shit.
Good advice.
So then you'd have none on.
Right. And then, and the greatest part of the whole story is they started showing the Dirty Joke DVD on Showtime.
Right.
So I was here waiting backstage. And Artie walks by and he goes, you know that Dirty Joke DVD you did? It's on Showtime. How'd you get it on there? And I, just hit the floor. And Artie was like, you know, go fuck yourself. And walks off.
That's how Gilbert helped me back.
Gilbert,
I said, Gilbert, can I have some advice now? And he went...
Gilbert, are you still on the Jay Leno show? I know that he ended his show. Now,
Will you be going to prime time?
You were a regular guest on there, and
yes.
you used to do comedy bits with him.
Yes.
When was the last time you were on his regular Tonight Show?
That was just a few days ago.
A few days ago?
Yeah, like last week, I think I was on.
You were on last week?
Yeah.
You don't remember if you were on?
I don't remember exactly. I mean, it was pretty, yeah, I think it was last week.
I mean, I would assume you remember going to California to do the show, right?
Yeah,
so
it was last week, early last week.
You think that was... You mean you are so busy and with your schedule, you don't remember
such a hot career.
You mean you don't remember the day you were on the Tonight Show?
Yeah, it was Mr. Spock.
I guess... Oh, you played Mr. Spock.
Yes.
I bet you were terrific.
Yeah, I was great.
Spock, you're half Jewish, remember?
Has Jay indicated to you that he would like you to appear on his new show, his primetime show?
Hasn't said anything yet.
Nothing.
So
if he said it, Gilbert, how would he sound?
Well, you know, I was just wondering, you know, always fun having you on.
Does he ever contact you personally? Does he ever say to you, gee, thank you, Gilbert, for all the years that you came on my show?
You're just a wonderful guy. I'm talking to you.
I would guess he's never even had any personal interaction with you.
No.
Yeah, that must make you feel good.
Yeah. I just wanted to see how you're feeling.
Are you doing anything to keep your romance alive with your wife? Because I know you had
he's not coming home. He's not coming home every night.
I know you had a horrible sort of courtship with your wife. You never took her anywhere.
Yeah.
You never took her to dinner.
No, I think we went to McDonald's once.
Yeah, I mean, but it was literally, I once suggested that Gilbert take his wife to a high-class restaurant. He looked at me like I was from Mars. Like, why would I do that?
The next day he called you up and said, is the Burger King on 38th Street open?
Are you remaining interested in your wife sexually, or after the kids, do you notice a difference?
I'll have to see now.
You haven't had sex with her since your son?
How old is your son, Max?
Just like Days.
Oh, you're
kidding? Yes.
Oh, I thought he was 42.
Yeah.
Days ago, your wife gave birth.
Yes.
Were you there?
I was there for the first one, not for the second. See, I like that idea of, like, I don't smoke, but I like the idea of the guy in the waiting room with the cigarette, pacing back
like
and
Ricky
forth.
Ricardo and Fred Merch.
Was it the worst thing in the world to see the baby come out? Did it gross you out? Or is it not even that so much? It's just that you just don't even want to be observed by doctors.
I don't want to be observed by doctors. I don't want to observe childbirth.
You don't want to be a coach and, like, help your wife out by saying romantic things to her. I mean, I imagine a very dysfunctional relationship.
I don't like childbirth, even when it's, like, simulated in, like, sitcoms.
Right.
So when Jennifer Aniston had the baby, you didn't watch?
Yeah.
Like, Gilbert wanted to be there for the birth of the second kid, but she wasn't born at Yuck Yuck in Toronto.
So did you wait in the waiting room? You did. Was your
much better.
Was your wife upset with you, like kind of disappointed, like, Gilbert, can't you be there for me just once?
No, when I was in the waiting room for the first one, it's like, I was like getting dizzy, looking around the other direction. And finally, like, the doctor came over and put a wet towel around my neck, thinking I was going to pass out.
You fainted like Ralph Cramden.
I don't understand something. Your wife must have said to you, Gilbert, it would be comforting to have you in there with me. Yes. Right?
Yeah, but she learned after the first time.
She knew not to even bother with it.
And be honest. Are you going to get a paternity test to make sure it's yours? No, I mean, why not? Why not be safe? I mean, do you ever question your wife and say, is it possible this isn't my child?
Why, it looks like the UPS man.
Yeah. But okay, so now it's exciting. You have Max, and your daughter's name is
Lily.
Lily.
So you like Lily. Lily's how old, 2?
Yeah.
Does she know that you're her father? Like, does she call you Dad? Daddy?
Oh, yes.
So someone calls you Daddy?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
And you roll her around and
one
play
kid
with
named
her?
Lily, one named Herman, one named Eddie, Grandpa.
One named Carol.
Do you like being a dad? I mean, is it something you relish?
You enjoy the kids.
Is she
Depends
the apple
on
of
the
your
day.
eye?
Yeah.
It's hard, right?
But do you play with them? Do you interact with them? Do you
No.
spend any time at all?
I'm saving all this for 60 minutes.
I imagine you're a very removed dad. I would think that would be your father was with you, and you will carry on that tradition.
Carry on the Gottfried tradition.
I'm not paying for anything.
A little room in the apartment that he stays in. Don't bother Daddy, he's writing.
I saw Max at a nursery steal some ketchup packets.
Who do you like better, Max or Lily, when it comes down to it? Yes, both. All right, listen, Gilbert Gottfried is going to be this Thursday night at 8 o'clock at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan. For tickets, go to carolines.com. For additional tour dates, go to gilbertgottfried.com.
Hey, Howard, I think...
Will Gilbert teach his son to toss a ball? And
I hope not. He'll toss like Gary.
Do you know how to throw a ball at all?
Oh, I don't know any sports.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're not really going to be involved in Little League or something like that.
He threw out the first pitch once at a women's softball game.
Is there anything besides getting free coffee and water that you can teach your son?
That's getting a free syrup bottle.
How to network with Bill Cosby on the set.
By the way, your young son, Max, is on the phone with us now. Making his first radio appearance. Let's talk to him.
Okay.
Baby Max, hi, how are you?
When I grow up, I'm going to be an anti-Semitic racist.
All right, thank you.
Hey, I think, is there any chance, Gilbert, that the baby is named after his father, Max Schmeling.
All right, Gilbert, so you're here with us. Do you want to stay and do the news with us?
Sure, why not?
All right.
Yeah, we got till 2 o'clock.
Yeah, do you think you can control yourself?
No, he can't.
Try to say the N-word till 2 o'clock. If you
mean nigger?
Oh, come on. Gilbert.
Yes.
I picture you.
They got one in the White House now. Did you hear? Sorry.
Come on.
You went too far.
Did you read the paper? Okay.
Gilbert, are you really racist? Is that what you're here to tell us?
Doesn't sound it.
When's the last time you went to a synagogue where you got to hear the rabbi chant?
Okay.
All right. Why are we in the N-word here all of a sudden?
I mean, he went... Yes. Dude, he took it far, man.
Okay.
That's a lie. I never say nigger.
All right. Good for you. All right. We'll go. You guys are taking me into a whole area I don't want to get into.
Anything.
All right. Let's take a break.
Me, Mommy.
It wasn't.
No, don't bring up the N-word to him.
It's like bringing up Jews to Hitler.
Right. All right, look, let's take a break.
Hey, Adolf, the J word.
It's good to see you. I like seeing you.
You mean Jew?
You mean dirty Jew?
And we'll take a break and we'll be back.
Okay.
What, did you have any kind of reception?
As small, as minor as possible.
Who was invited?
Nobody. Just like very immediate.
What did Donald Trump get you for that? All right, listen, Robin is going to do the news in just a couple of minutes. We're going to get an update from Steve Langford from Howard 100 News. I know you're friendly with him.
Very.
And he's your son's godfather, isn't he? Steve Langford, come on in here and talk about how you're Gilbert Gottfried's son's godfather. By the way, congratulations. Yes, we know. By the way, Steve, congratulations on last night's programming. You were the host of John the Stutterer and the other guy, Sean. What are we calling him again, Robin?
Sean.
High Register Sean.
High Register Sean.
Okay.
Sean. Did you like the experience of being a host?
Sure.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to do my best.
Who did you feel won the debate?
That's a good question.
You don't have an answer on that. You sat through a whole debate and you don't know who won.
I really couldn't tell you who won, but it was great.
You have no opinion on
who had more facts to back up their argument?
Sean was... Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, Sean was pretty good.
Sean, you like High Register Sean. All right, okay.
You like Sean.
All right, let's go to Steve Langford for what's going on in the Howard 100 newsroom. And by the way, I remind you that Gilbert Gottfried this Thursday night at 8 o'clock at Caroline's on Broadway in Manhattan. If you've never seen Gilbert, you must go see him now. He's on a tear. I mean, I don't know, ever since the second kid, he's unbelievably on fire in his career.
And you can see Max Gottfried working at a car wash in 15 years.
For tickets, go to Carolines.com. For additional tour dates, go to GilbertGottfried.com.
Will Gilbert be handing down the
shit jokes?
Yeah.
Will you hand your shit jokes down to your son?
Wow. Okay, a guy is fucking a hooker. Do you think he'll be the type of father who curses in the house? I mean, you have a very dirty act. Yes.
Do you think that, though, you will come home and try to be something other than a dirty comedian in front of the kids?
Just a dirty father?
I'll be playing my DVD for him constantly.
Do you think that you will tell when your son asks you what you do for a living, will you tell him some of your jokes? Will you sit him down and say maybe a joke or two, a dirty joke?
Okay, here's a clean one. A guy is fucking an armless girl.
Right,
and then he throws her in the ocean and says, "You fucked now."
Yeah. Steve Langford, go ahead with Howard 100 News.
At this exact moment, dressed in a skimpy hospital gown, about to get stretched out on an operating table, Gary Dell'Abate, set for the sort of surgery that has much of Stern Nation grabbing its crotch. Gary's cringe-worthy, candid camera surgical exploration should, if all goes well, have him home around noon. Howard 100 News endeavoring to provide updates on Gary's colossally cruel kidney stone all day today.
He's going through it right now. Do you know about this, Gilbert, at all?
Oh, no.
Gary had a kidney stone, and the kidney stone usually can be blasted with an ultrasound. This time the ultrasound didn't work, and they have to take a catheter with a camera at the end of it, stick it up his penis hole, go all the way up and like kind of rotor-rooter out this this kidney stone. And, you know, does anything sound worse to you? I mean, than a tube going up? Have you ever had anything like that?
I have.
Have you ever had your penis in anything?
Yes.
Seriously, have you ever had...
See, I've had, like, tubes in my penis, not medical.
Was that when you had your, what was that, your appendix burst?
Oh, yeah.
Is that the reason you had it?
Yeah, but the thing is, I was, like, unconscious when they first put it in. Then I woke up with this garden hose in my dick.
Did it hurt?
No, it felt weird.
Yeah.
It felt like you were always peeing in your pants, but you weren't.
Right.
Is it true, Gilbert, that a lot of people choose to get catheters put in as an audience member at your show so they're asleep?
So the catheter is now going into Gary as we speak with a camera at the end of it. And don't ask me how this works, but they will actually go in and get rid of this kidney stone. And, you know, I keep thinking about Gary, and now that he's not here, I can talk about him, because I never like to talk about somebody when they're here. I don't understand this guy. You know, he's gotten very heavy.
Yeah.
And if I had a condition where I could get a kidney stone if I eat chocolate, if I drink iced tea and coffee. Those don't seem like really difficult things to give up. But maybe the chocolate, but certainly coffee and iced tea you'd give up. I mean, if you knew that you're going to get these kidney stones from this, wouldn't you alter or change your diet around somewhat?
But wait a minute, he was eating to the point that he was taking Tums, 8 and 9 things of Tums.
Yeah, that does
you know, every day, and that's all calcium.
Well, after seeing Gary's pitch, I have a theory. Another way you can get a kidney stone is getting blown by a guy with a kidney stone.
I don't know what's going on.
No, that's not true.
But the Tums,
That means he's eating and getting this acid reflux or heartburn, so his whole body is screaming out, change this diet. And instead, he takes something for it and keeps eating that way.
Yeah.
He always looked so healthy.
I mean, wouldn't you just be petrified of this? And wouldn't you just go on the strictest diet so that you, like Ronnie, the limo driver, used to get kidney stones. He got them twice. He said, that's it. He changed everything. He stopped iced tea. He stopped... Ronnie will tell... I asked Ronnie about this. He said it was so painful passing these kidney stones.
Ronnie was dying.
Yeah.
He looked like he was dying.
He's afraid to eat and drink certain things.
Now, this I just remembered. There's a certain kind of fish, I guess in like Africa or somewhere, these tiny fish that if they'll swim inside your penis hole.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I don't go to Africa. Otherwise, I would be there every day.
So nature is such a beautiful thing.
No, that's the guy who played Fish, Abe Vigoda.
Oh, yes.
Ronnie, talk to me about when you
That's the only work he's getting now.
When you got your kidney stones.
Right.
What was it like for you? Because you changed your whole diet around.
Well, what happened, the first time I had it, it was like, I was laid up for 4 weeks.
And by the way, Gilbert, nothing's wrong with Ronnie. He dyes his beard. That's why he looks like that.
Yeah, exactly.
He hasn't turned into a magician.
No.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're not looking at Robert Goulet at 98.
All right.
Ronnie,
I thought he's the devil in an old Twilight Zone episode.
I kind of look like Sal now.
Robert Goulet were from Queens and 102 years old.
Anyway.
He looks like Jack Cassidy.
That's the greatest.
Jack Cassidy was not a bad looking man.
I know who Jack Cassidy is. After the fire.
Jack Cassidy now.
Isn't he dead?
He burned up?
He's dead.
Yes.
What happened?
He smoked a cigarette.
When you got your kidney stone.
You're not going to be able to talk,
Aren't
man.
you glad you came in?
I'm being serious. When you got your kidney stone, that scared the crap out of you,
I feel
right?
like you can put
I was laid up for 4 weeks with that thing. I was on Demerol for 4 weeks. I used to wake up. I'd be laying in the middle of the floor, and I don't even know how I got there.
So what are the things you're not allowed to eat if you want to avoid kidney stones?
No chocolate.
Right.
Nothing with caffeine. Like iced tea is real bad. Coffee, any of that kind of stuff. Any kind of colas, soda.
Right.
Ronnie's like Liberace. He has an ugly beard.
So there was nothing.
Fuck you, man!
Sorry. It looks like a disguise from one of the early Mission Impossibles. where Ross Martin used to slap on a beard.
Are you fucked up or what over there? What's your problem, man?
Ronnie.
What's wrong with you?
Ronnie, show him we're kidding around. Take off the beard.
By the way, Gilbert, our secret word today was Russ Martin.
So I like to appeal to the kids
there's certain kind of, like, vegetables you're not supposed to eat.
What vegetables are you supposed to eat?
A girl in a coma.
A lot of green vegetables.
Fred, you're the greatest.
That's weird, because you think green vegetables would actually...
Yeah, but they have something with antioxidants in them or something, and that causes kidney stones.
What? Antioxidants don't cause kidney stones.
Dr. Robin.
Listen.
Now, wait, Russ Martin wore the disguises in Wild Wild West.
Yes.
Who wore the disguises in Mission Impossible?
Martin Landau.
Fuck this shit. Yeah. Fuck you, man. Wait till you come outside.
Yeah, Miley Cyrus
like
called in and corrected your reference.
It's like high school. Ronnie's going to beat you up after you get out of here.
I'm sorry, Ron. I'm fucking around.
Get Lou after
Yeah, get Lou after me. It's the worst thing I'll ever do.
So, anyway, my point is that Gary is, in a weird way... like
Can Ronnie stay in here?
He's in a weird way not caring,
I can see the rubber band holding the beard on.
Captain Lou Albano.
Well, look, he wants to look more youthful by dyeing it. You know, it would be all gray otherwise.
Yeah, he looks like a teenager.
Right.
By the way, everyone who was born after 1930 just turned the show on.
You're saying you thought that Ronnie looked like a teenager with his dyed beard, so it's working, I guess.
I thought you were bringing in the cast from High School Musical.
See, dyeing the beard works.
I look like Zac Efron, all right?
We brought in the cast of High School Musical, class of 1941.
All right, Steve, what do you have for us?
I just spit water all over my outfit.
Also today, the 9 lives of Fat Cat High Pitch Eric, the purportedly penniless potbelly perp, managing to convince New York Housing Court he should get more time to pay his rent. Another court appearance about his looming eviction set for next week.
Very good.
And Captain Janks and his tireless attorney, poring over the long list of clubs Janks may have scammed. The first installment of money raised so generously by Artie Lang, set to cover payments to clubs that have filed criminal charges against Janks. Other clubs will have to provide proof they were taken by Janks. Howard 100 News has been asked to scrutinize the books to help ensure Janks' victims are paid back. And what do we hear for the baseball that went horribly wrong? The actual ball Gary threw or attempted to throw, now up for auction at CharityBuzz.com. So far, bidding is at a mere $650 for the ball and Gary's T-shirt from that day. Proceeds to go to Lifebeat.
Howard, by the way, I thought of the greatest idea ever.
Yeah.
Without, it's some way to keep this from Gary, but I'm going to buy the ball and shirt.
Oh, that's great, because I know Gary never wants to see that ball.
No, I'm going to buy it, Howard.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a body cast of Gary with his face. And I'm going to put the shirt on Gary.
Right.
And hopefully we'll put this in the studio. And I'm going to put a big cock in Gary's mouth. And one of the 2 balls is going to be the ball he threw out.
That's perfect.
So I don't give a fuck what the bidding gets to. Fans, don't bid on it. I want it.
All right. Well, there it is. It'll be the Hall of Shame. What else? Anything, Steve? That's a good one.
Jackie's Joke on tonight, 7 Eastern, Howard 101. And at midnight, The Man in the Moon, Riley Martin. Stern News, call 877-H100-TIP or email howard100news@sirius-radio.com.
All right. Let's go to Marianne from Brooklyn. Why don't you say hi and say hi to Gilbert Gottfried?
Gilbert, you're cracking me up. I'm glad you're back. Welcome back, Howard. I hope you're all right, Howard. I've been worried about you. But Stone, Howard, and not necessarily is it your diet. It could be random. And I had a cat. You could just let me get my thoughts out.
Oh, good luck.
Your thoughts?
Have you heard this room?
No, Howard, you could just randomly get a kidney stone. That was my point. And
all right. Not only, her phone is breaking up all over the place.
I'd rather have a kidney stone than listen to her for 2 more seconds.
Marianne from Brooklyn is saying that she...
Yeah, most people say everything is random.
She sounded educated.
it's random. The kidney stone is random. You have to get a catheter in your bipolar.
In my medical opinion.
Look, I'm no doctor. But
You're kidding. Brian, you're on the air.
Hey, Howard, how you doing?
Hey.
I'll tell you what, Artie, I've loved you, but you're killing me. You got this phony laugh that's going on. You're talking over everybody. You're like shot out of a cannon. I don't understand it. You're losing your edge? What's going on? I mean,
I'm losing my edge. I said the N-word 8 times.
That's very edgy.
What are you, in the Klan?
Bobo, you're on the air.
Yeah, how you doing there, Howard?
Hey.
Over the span of your great career, who do you really want to interview before you hang up the headphones?
I've interviewed Gilbert Gottfried. Who else would you want to interview?
He wants Gilbert Gottfried and maybe, Chick Capri.
I wouldn't mind interviewing Octomom, I'll tell you that. I really would love to get inside her fucking convoluted head.
Too many people have been inside her.
And probably I think before I leave radio, the one person I really want to interview is an 18-year-old Max Gottfried. You can tell me what it was like growing up in Gilbert's house.
He'll be plugging his book by then,
Why will he be here? What will he have done?
Triple homicide.
Yes. I think the only way to do that, you have to do a remote from a homeless shelter.
Howard, one more.
Yes.
Go ahead. If you didn't choose radio as a career path, just what would you think you'd be doing like today?
I would be a social worker.
Driving.
I'd be helping people.
Yeah.
I'd be working in a prison, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what I'd be doing.
He'd be Jay Leno.
You wouldn't take Bobo's job, driving instructor?
A driving instructor with a bad wig? So the kids could tug on it? Yeah.
Yesterday's my first day of retirement.
Well, how'd it go?
Good, man. Just working a few days a week.
What are you doing now on those few days?
Cutting his wife's body down after she hung herself.
I'm working on that for safety. And then the rest of the time I just hang out.
All right, let's go to John. John Kishman-Tuchazoran. Hi, you're on the air.
Howard.
Yes.
Why do you ask that midget retard limo driver any medical questions?
Well, actually,
you mean Gilbert?
I wasn't asking Ronnie a medical question. I was saying he had kidney stones, and I know he hasn't had one attack since he changed his diet around and he listened to the doctor. So I'm suggesting that maybe Gary needs to do that.
Didn't he get divorced and having more sex now? That has something to do with it?
No, I don't think it's that. I think he actually changed his diet around. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I know it has to do something with that.
Well, what?
I think pussy helps, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Pussy helps everything, man, except kidney stones.
That could actually make a kidney stone move.
It's fun.
You'd get in trouble.
Do you think it could?
It's fun to pass a kidney stone into a pussy.
I love to bukkake a chick and have my stones come out.
Yes, she got battered in the face with my stones.
Those who have never sinned, bukkake the first stone.
Mike, go ahead.
I would pass it into the palm of my hand.
Go ahead, Mike. Real quick, and then we'll get to John, and then we'll get to Robin.
Into a blow-up doll.
Hi. I mean, the last time I bukkake a chick and passed the stone, I broke her nose.
What were the damages?
Go ahead.
She looked like Rihanna.
I got arrested.
Here?
Artie, shut the fuck up.
Okay, buddy, I'm sorry.
Holy shit, Artie, are you back on coke?
Yeah.
Artie,
thanks. Tell your mom thanks for selling it to me.
All right, let's go to John Hine. John, you're on the air with your, what do you call it, wrap-up show every day at 11 o'clock. Everyone loves the wrap-up show.
That guy's mom sold me coke while she was blowing me.
Did you ever go on the wrap-up show? You've been on it.
Yes.
So you know what an excellent host John Hine is.
It's very exciting.
Talk about your experience.
It was quite an honor.
You got on there and John would ask you questions and then you would answer them? Is that how it worked? Was that the format?
It was so exciting.
You can imagine what it's going to be like when you do your first Letterman.
Go ahead, John.
African-American Penn State student Aisha and
By African-American, you mean...
No.
Stop it. Stop it.
It's not necessary. You're a brilliant
It
comic.
really isn't that.
Go ahead.
I'm going to leave.
And Spearmint Rhino dancer Stacy were both approved for Playboy, but only after split decisions from our esteemed panel of judges, Ralph, Ham Hands Bill, and Amy Fisher's husband, Lou Bellera.
By the way, Gilbert was taking pictures with the girls. I think he was having a good time. You like taking pictures with those Playboy girls, right?
Sure, it's the closest I can get to a woman.
Yeah, you look very happy.
Yes.
He hopped, too. He jumped right off that couch.
I saw that.
But I think to them it was that kind of thing. They had a picture taken with you, and then it's like, oh, he's there. I guess
They seem to be genuinely excited by your presence.
Hey, why do you have on Adam Rich from 8 is Enough?
What else you got going on?
We'll discuss the judging and examine the controversial decisions, how Ham Hands Bill showed his sensitive side and had a plethora of suggestions for judging the girls, how Ralph broke out the laser pointer and spotted flip-flops during his critique. if there's any contestant that Lou would ever give a thumbs up to, and was he getting upset by Artie's comments, and has Howard put an end to the Ganji credo of always having the girls wear solid-color swimsuits?
Yeah, by the way, I checked with Doug Goodstein on that. He says there's absolutely no rule that the girls have to wear solid swimsuits. He doesn't even know where Ganji got that from, so...
Ganji has to wear solid swimsuits.
Yeah, from now on. Yeah. What else?
Plus, Gary is out today getting his stone removed with the camera up his penis. Howard is pissed he didn't get tape from the end of last night's debate between John the Stutterer and High Register Sean. Ben Stern continues to give Howard lessons on the New York Times and Gary's appearances on TV. Howard knows he couldn't be a late-night TV talk show host because there would be no guests on his program. Jackie has an iPhone app, doesn't know why he doesn't want to be roasted, and disputes that he always gives an automatic no.
The reason Jackie doesn't want to be roasted, it's because it's our show. Robin hit it on the head. Robin, say what you said.
Oh, God, that was so many hours ago. I
Do you
said
even remember?
That Jackie... Oh, God, now...
You hit it so perfectly.
I know.
Jackie was a comedian who was here for 17 years.
I remember Jackie. I'm trying to remember what I said about Jackie.
I don't want to be roasted.
Jackie just likes to say no to us. That wasn't what you said.
Fuck Howard.
I'm not doing it for you.
Right, I'm not doing it for you. In other words, Jackie would be roasted in a sewer. With the shittiest comics on the planet. He would do anything. Right, Jackie?
Hardly comedians.
Jackie would do, like, a movie if a guy took out a video camera and wrote a script on a garbage bag. Jackie would do that.
In fact, he was just in a movie with a bunch of whackpackers.
Yeah, but if I ask him to do anything, he goes, I'm not doing that for you.
I'm much bigger without Howard. Fuck Howard. I'm so much bigger without him.
He played a diner last night.
He was holding me back.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, it's something about when I ask him to do something, he doesn't like it.
I'm not doing that for you.
I'm not doing that for you.
Do you know I wake up every morning thanking God I'm not on the show?
All right, what else,
I actually heard him say that.
If Jackie got roasted, the only comics, you're right, the only comics that would show up would be like shitty female comedians. Like Elaine Boozler or Dane Cook.
I think he has something with me that he doesn't want to do it for me.
Right, because like you said, if it was the Friars or anybody else calling, he'd go, oh, sure. Right. But the moment your name is in, it's like, no.
Yeah.
You know, on my radio show, I get much more listeners.
What else you got? Ganji, are you here? He comes up with these ideas. Why would you tell these girls they need to wear solid color bikinis?
Here's what it comes down to.
I mean, this is a modern 2009.
Yeah, so here's what it comes down to.
The camera on my computer can shoot multicolored bikinis. We can't shoot multicolored bikinis.
Here's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Tight stripes, moire, right? So,
get out of here.
Speaking English.
Mike Ganji, moron.
They make a pattern that looks. Wait, you're not even listening to me. Let me explain.
What you're saying.
You asked me to come in and explain, so let me explain.
Oh, boy.
Until we heard you.
Listen, it was an old rule that just kind of was always in effect.
Right.
It was one of those things. It was from
the
a long
30s.
Time. Yeah. It wasn't from the 30s. It was from when we were on regular TV.
How come Doug
doesn't know
about it?
Doug doesn't know about it.
Everybody knows about it, but they're all fucking liars, and
things don't moire in HD. The show is shot in HD. So, first of all, it's a bikini. It's a tiny little piece of fabric.
It's not like a big shirt can.
Yeah.
So, but you think DePace would have said something 3 years ago when we were in HD, you know, and...
But Ganji,
anyway, listen,
you think you know about TV.
I could care less anymore.
No.
I don't give a shit. They can wear a suit of armor.
I know you want to... I'm going to tell you what goes on.
That's
I want
to tell you
I got
to tell you.
No, before you say anything, listen.
Here's what goes on.
Just listen for a second.
I know you want to be a No, you listen to me because you need to learn.
It wasn't my rule. It was something that the technical crew had asked me to convey to everybody else.
100 years ago.
Yeah, so it was 100. So Will happened to follow along with those rules for a long time. It's not like every day I go to Will, hey, make sure. Will, when was the last time I said you actually do it? No, I'm not shutting up. When was the last time I actually physically said, hey, make sure somebody doesn't wear stripes? It was an old rule. It was part of don't wear logos, don't wear tight stripes. It was an old rule. Right. It just never went anywhere.
I listened to you. Will you listen to me?
Yeah.
Okay. You desperately want to be an expert.
I'm not trying to be an expert. I was passing along somebody else's request. Right. That's it.
Okay. I know you want to be a big television guy.
Okay.
There's also something with logos. He doesn't want a logo on the bikini. Meanwhile, bikinis don't have a logo.
But listen, it's the one people that we actually call and tell them what to wear. So it's the one time, you know, otherwise we got...
You know what it is? If I was you, I'd want to seem like I knew something. I would be the same way. I understand where you're at.
Ganji de Cordova.
He wants to seem like he's really in TV.
The fact is, listen, we're all learning about TV here. None of us here know about TV.
Of course.
You know what I mean? It's a joke.
Right.
It's a joke. You get it? It's a goof.
Right. I get it.
I get it.
We're all a joke.
We're a step above a guy holding a handheld camera. You understand?
I get it.
All right. You don't know anything about TV. You know what I know. We both watch TV.
Right. I know that bikinis moray.
Gilbert, you know that?
You say that I don't know anything about TV, but I know that bikinis moray.
Listen, Ganji. Less is moray.
Listen, I know Gilbert equals ratings death. That's what I know.
You know, it's funny.
Don't you open your mouth to me. Bikinis moray on camera.
It's funny. One of the guys came in here.
Sounds like Martha Ray.
One of the guys came in here and said to me during the commercial, bikinis moray. So I guess somebody said bikinis moray back there. Now everyone bikinis moray.
What does it mean, by the way?
Moray
means moray.
If you see stripes on old television shows,
they get crazy
because it wasn't
so blurry. Moray means?
They would appear to be moving in a sense.
When something's too tight, a pattern's too tight, it jumps around.
If you ever watch the old Sid Caesar show,
on the Jackie Gleason show.
Ganji learned the word moray somewhere, and now he's Mr. Moray. In fact, you know what? From now on, Mr. Moray. From now on,
maybe you don't know about TV, but I know all about how bikinis moray.
From now on, your name is Moray. It's no longer Ganji. You've got a new name.
You're not Ganji. You're Moray.
It's the new Baba Booey.
Like, I watch Ganji because,
I'm a big moray.
I like Ganji, but I watch what he's doing. And Ganji even likes to use television terms.
Television terms. He came in here to show everything.
Ganji uses television terms like, I'll hear him go, that's a hard out.
What's that mean, Ganji?
What does that mean?
It meant that was the last possible time that we could be in that place.
Can't you just say we have to be done at 9 o'clock?
No, it's a hard out.
Everybody else understood what I meant.
It's a hard out, Moray.
I can't get a hard out.
What other television terms do you use?
I'm having trouble getting a hard out.
What else do you have?
I need Viagra. I can't get a hard out.
How about mosaic? You want that as a good one?
A mosaic?
Yeah, mosaic.
What does that refer to?
That's when we blur something. When you see something blurred.
Okay, so you know
I know what a mosaic is, so don't tell me I don't know TV.
All right, so you know some television terms, and I respect that. I like that you're learning words.
I know TV. I watched one day at a time.
I like that you're learning words. Would you ever consider putting a mosaic on a moray baby?
Well, if it was that bad, maybe we might have to.
Without a logo.
And I know I've heard you use the word jump cut. I hear you around.
It's a jump cut. I know what a jump cut is.
And Ganji can't even jump.
See, what happens, too, Ganji was complaining about, if something does moray, then Ganji's got to go in and mosaic, and it takes him more time, and he doesn't have to spend the time
that's somebody wore a big logo.
First of all,
logo.
I haven't heard the word moray since the Queer Eye guys took me out.
All right, Ganji, I respect what you're saying. I think we're past it.
Just tell the girls to wear a hot bikini.
You feel safe saying that the girls can wear whatever bikini they want.
Absolutely.
Okay, because
except if they wear a big logo. They can't wear a big logo.
They can wear whatever they want as long as I get a hard out.
You won't restrict them anymore, eh?
No logos.
All right, we've had our fun.
No logo.
And I respect what you do.
Did you have fun, Gan?
Yeah.
Go to the Lincoln Tunnel and get me a whore.
All right, do me a favor. Put stripes on Ganji's.
I used to watch Dinosaur.
Let's put stripes on Ganji's bald spot.
Ganji is such a bore.
All right, let's get to Robin in the news. Robin, go ahead.
Susan Boyle, the woman who became world famous after her first appearance on Britain's Got Talent,
she morayed,
is now in a mental hospital.
I love that show drove her nuts.
She finished second.
You realize how well...
And then they had to take her right to the loony bin.
You realize how well Gilbert handles fame. He never had to go to the loony bin. Yeah.
Listening to her was a real chore, eh?
In treatment for exhaustion, the sun tablet described her condition as an emotional breakdown. So there you go. She almost walked off the show before.
She can walk?
It was over.
That would have been a hard off.
That's true. So you're learning television terms.
She don't give you a hard on, but she'll give you a hard off.
Gilbert, we need a hard off.
So we wish her well.
We may need the jib.
She stands to make a lot of money. She's world famous already. Get it together, lady.
I think that she's not going to make as much money as people think because they're starting to realize that she's a disturbing, sort of looking woman.
Well, this is,
with an emotional problem. And, yeah, she can sing well, but so can a lot of people.
Gilbert's world famous. They don't make shit.
There's no money in this world fame.
No.
Yeah, talk to Amy Fisher.
Are you...
she kind of strikes me like Jim Neighbors.
Right. Right. It's a weird thing. The reason we are so fascinated with her, I pointed this out yesterday, you're exactly right, that you see this horrible-looking woman step on stage, and you assume she can't sing, and then she suddenly sings well, and she sings this bizarre operatic kind of stuff like Jim Neighbors used to do.
Not only just the
it's like I don't think anybody thinks
beautifully.
Yeah.
There's nothing beautiful about her except his voice.
Right.
Like, I don't think anyone who knows music is honoring the works of Jim Neighbors when he sings.
By the way, you're wrong, Gilbert, and it's very relevant. MTV's doing a huge Jim Neighbors weekend.
Well, that's right after that Frank Fontaine.
Because he would come out... He would come out as like a retard, this Jim Neighbors, and then suddenly he was, gone from Gomer Pyle to a guy who could sing.
Right, and it was Gomer Pyle.
Frank Fontaine used to do that when he was crazy.
Crazy Guggenheim.
Why don't you sing for us, Crazy?
Gilbert.
Okay,
In hurries the bonnet.
Then you go, oh, this guy's great.
Crazy Guggenheim.
Yes.
It's the dichotomy.
Have you watched television since 1958?
Gilbert,
watch anything now.
Gilbert's gonna do that impression on the Hills later.
What do you watch on TV now? Do you watch it at all?
No, I bring out my kinescopes.
Come here, Max. Watch Jack Parr.
Apparently when Gilbert was hiding out in the library, there was no television set. All right, Robin, what else is in the news?
Well, Max, look, Zero Mostel's doing a special.
Are you pissed off about the Obama's date night in New York?
Yes, don't say that.
Am I pissed off about it?
Because do you realize they went to a restaurant here, and everyone at the restaurant had to be searched?
I didn't know that.
And then they went to a show, and everyone at the show had to be searched.
That happens when I go to shows.
Let me ask you something.
But ask the president.
They don't,
you can't search me. Ask the president.
They don't have... In other words, if I'm at a restaurant and the president shows up, I don't know the president's coming. So even if I want to be a kook and I want to do something to the president, how would I know to plan that?
Imagine be so kind as to tell me what the specials are.
I was saying this to somebody the other day, and then it occurred to me, but then you got these random nutcases like...
They don't got chicken here?
The song parody man who carry knives in their regular lives.
I thought this was less miserable.
I
had the watermelon salad.
I can't hear a thing.
Who the hell is Frankie Valli?
All right, well, let's move on.
The show's been officially hijacked. All right, go ahead.
Why is Sandra Bullock doing her first nude scene at 44?
Who the hell knows?
Cause she a white woman.
That's what they do. There's the white devil.
What is the movie?
When these girls are starlets, they don't do nude.
It's called another shit Sandra Bullock movie.
It's called The Proposal.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It opens June 19th.
Do you think she has a good body?
She said she hit the gym.
Yeah.
And worked out.
She ain't got nowhere else.
So who knows? But this is, she's now taking off her clothes to get people to come to the movie.
Would you say it's because she is older that she needs to do something to boost up the box office? She might be smelling the end. Is that the kind of thing?
I tend to think that whenever they start leading with the nudity as their promotion, that the movie sucks.
Sometimes when people get desperate, they get naked. In fact, Gilbert is naked on the couch right now.
She ain't done nothing good since Hope Floats.
Are you a Sandra Bullock fan, Gilbert?
You know what this gets me is that every single actress who is against nudity, after they've had a few kids and their career's in trouble, then they start going...
So you are angry about this?
Yes, I'm very angry.
Right, listen, you've got to calm down.
Yes, I can't stand it any
longer.
longer.
You're the father of two.
No, I'm angry.
I don't want to send you to the loony bin.
Somebody better kill that white woman. Kill that naked white woman.
She was good in the Sisters of the Ya-Ya Brotherhood. But that's the last fucking thing she did that with any good.
Okay. Wow, this is the best movie since Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Sisterhood under the Tuscan sun.
Move for Elliot Spitzer to come out and start doing interviews. The timing was not right.
Now, Spitzer's a black
Elliot Spitzer is now in the paper again, and why? Because they're wrapping up that Madam's case.
Right.
Well, hello there, Madam.
And now they're revealing that he used a lot of hookers. Ashley Dupree wasn't his only hooker, and he took hookers to at least 3 states.
Can I bring your carriage around, Madam?
I've got to make water.
Oh, my God. This is great.
That's right. What can I tell you?
I'm trying to take you to the stove, Miss Daisy.
Yeah. Go ahead. You were saying.
Anyway, so now they're detailing that he used a lot of hookers. He had an elaborate way of paying because he wanted to hide who he was. And the woman actually recognized him from television. She didn't know who Client 9 was.
Yeah, that's the coolest guy ever.
And one day she's watching the news, and there's the guy who likes to have sex in socks giving a press conference as the
Sex
governor.
in socks?
Holy
mackerel!
You mean he takes his shirt off?
So anyway, they are saying he used a lot of hookers, not just Ashley Dupree.
He puts cocks in socks?
No, I didn't say that.
He puts cocks in Ashley Dupree.
Yeah. Anyway, this woman took it upon herself to do a survey of some of the bigger chain restaurants to see how they're doing in terms of...
You mean like Popeyes?
Let's go see the specials at Red Lobster.
Cause I'm the president.
They got fresh shrimp.
What the woman discovered was you can end one meal at a TGI Fridays or a Red Lobster.
That's too fancy for me.
All right. Gilbert, thank you. We get it. We got the joke. Go ahead.
She said you could have all the calories for one day in one meal.
We got it, Gilbert. You do a perfect impression of the president.
She said that what used to happen when you go to some of these restaurants is you could order the chicken parmesan or the macaroni and cheese or something else.
Mom.
Fried chicken parmesan.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thank you. You're killing.
All right.
You're killing.
Now, she says,
all
three of those will be on your plate.
No
you know,
kidding.
that's what they're doing. They give you 3 entrees and breadsticks and a salad.
Okay.
So they're literally killing you when you go to this restaurant. She says there's no limit to the deep fat frying, the cheese covering everything.
What the fuck is with you, man?
Give me that deep fried frying.
Robin, could you do a story about Lester?
The mayor of Los Angeles seems to have some people have a type of woman they like. Yeah. He likes
white
newscasters. His name is...
Who doesn't?
Good Lord, help me. Antonio Villagaragos.
Yeah.
And
you know who's a hot white woman? Tony Fields.
He's dating a Los Angeles television reporter, and that's 2 years after an extramarital affair with another local newscaster ended his 20-year marriage. Right. So he's hooked up with another newscaster. Just an interesting thing that goes on with him.
Right.
Conan O'Brien did his last show last night.
Thank God!
It may be more
his
than
first and last. So what happened on his first show?
He did his first show last night.
Right.
Taking over the reins of The Tonight Show from Jay Leno. And during the first minutes of the show, he took time to thank his predecessor, 1-4.
All right. That's very generous of him.
1-4.
Hold on. 1-4 it is.
I want to acknowledge somebody, a very good friend of mine, a true gentleman, a very gracious man, a man who hosted this show for 17 years, took very good care of this franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all give it up for Mr. Jay Leno. He did
So he gave Jay a shout-out.
Still really odd to me that whole transition went down when Jay was #1 in the ratings. I'll never even understand that.
I think this is going to go down in history as one of those real boneheaded moves.
Do you do? Do you think it's going to, the ratings are going to go down?
I don't know what's going to happen. It just seemed like they made the decision and then immediately afterwards went, "Oh, I think we did something stupid."
You mean like Gary deciding to book you today?
Do you watch those shows? You don't watch the late night shows, do you?
No.
Not even when you're on? No. All right.
He doesn't watch free TV?
No.
Will Ferrell was the first guest, and he sang a song last night, 1-5.
All right. Let's hear that.
Though I try to hide my feelings, they always seem to show. Then you try to say you're leaving, and I always have to say no. Tell me why.
Can we stop it?
What?
It's just odd to me that this is not a goodbye show. This is the first show, the first Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien. It's not a.
No. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm pulling for you, man. Yeah. But this whole thing's a crapshoot at best. You know?
All right, maybe he's right. I wonder what's going to happen there.
Well,
I don't know.
Now we get to see.
Why do you bail on a show that's #1? It's weird.
That's the weirdest thing.
Here we go.
As president, I would never bail on the show.
All right.
I'm the #1 man in the country.
John Hine did a little survey. We were reading Linda Stacy's review.
Right.
And he did a survey of around the country. And apparently Conan got all positive reviews except for Linda.
Right.
For his first show. So there you go. So good luck, Conan. It's now your era.
It's no Soul Train.
Criticism has already emerged over President Obama's plan to rescue General Motors. At the National Press Club in Washington, former Vice President Dick Cheney says politics will likely interfere with decisions necessary for the company.
How come this Dick Cheney's come to life all of a sudden? You don't hear from him for 8 years. You never.
He's everywhere.
What's going on? I don't understand it.
I think because the Republican Party is in such disarray.
They have nobody to speak out.
Absolutely. My girlfriend's name is Disarray.
They're in disamore.
All these political pressures come to bear. And decisions begin to be made not for economic reasons or for business reasons, but rather to appease certain political interests.
The vice president or former vice president says that General Motors would be better served by going through bankruptcy without the help of the government. He also came out and changed his position on gay marriage.
Funny how that works when you have a gay daughter. Like the only time the guy can kind of come out with something that's fairly reasonable is because his own daughter's gay. That's the only reason. But it's not even
like that. He kept that stance until he got out of office.
Right.
So he didn't even care about his kid as long as he's in office.
Yeah, I mean, when he could have done something about it and spoken out about it when he was the vice president, that he wouldn't do. So now he gets out of office and he has a change of heart.
2-4.
All right. Let's hear that. You all of a sudden woke up. This guy, Dick Cheney, you couldn't find him. They didn't even know there was a vice president. You know, for a while they were afraid there was no vice president.
Now it's all right if his daughter marries a gay guy.
It's unbelievable to me that this guy woke up on the one issue because his daughter's gay. She probably fucking pounded the shit out of him at home. He probably couldn't take it anymore.
I hope.
Believe me.
Well, I think, freedom means freedom for everyone. And
look at this guy.
Suddenly.
As many of you know, one of my daughters is gay, and something that we've lived with for a long time in our family.
She's the one daughter I'm willing to send to Afghanistan.
That's why you started the Iraq War, so you could send her off.
Honey, I'm getting a lot of shit. You have to go.
He did say that these are state issues and not federal issues, so the federal government should stay out of it. Meanwhile, same-sex marriage advocates are making their push again here in New York, the 6th state in the nation to legalize gay marriage, or that's what we would be. if New York passes such legislation.
Right.
Governor David Paterson says he'll continue to lobby for it. 110.
All right, 110. Our governor, hold on.
Well, I'll be going back to Albany later, and we're down to the last 3 weeks of session. So I will be talking to state legislators about that and all the other pieces of legislation we'd like to see passed this year.
I hope it passes, because in 18 years I'd love to see Michael Jackson's son Prince marry Max Gottfried.
Now, Gilbert, would you be upset if any of your children were gay?
If.
Would you care? You feel they're already gay?
Absolutely. Hello, how's your son-in-law?
We'll see what happens with
Gilbert
that.
not saying anything.
No, he doesn't want to think about it.
Yeah,
you don't know
too
from that.
Scary.
Yeah, it's not. You don't know from that.
Yeah.
If your son came home and said, "Dad, look, I have to talk to you. I'm gay," you just would say, "Look, I don't want to talk about that."
You'd say, "Suck my cock."
Well, I'm just hoping he has a drug overdose before then. Yes.
Your baby hasn't had any gay tendencies yet.
Yes.
Has he had a drug addiction yet?
All right, let's go back to Robin. Robin, anything else in the news?
Yes, that Air France flight that disappeared off the radar yesterday.
Yes.
Several countries have joined.
Where'd that plane be at?
How does Gilbert get commercial work and we can't?
Have joined the search to try to find what happened. They think that because that area has so many storms, that it was hit by lightning, and that probably caused the electrical problem that took the plane down. The president of France had to meet with the family members and say, we don't think we're going to find anybody.
Good Lord.
Yesterday.
I hate flying. You don't like flying, do you?
Oh, no.
Are you scared when you're on a plane?
Stories like this, where it just disappears, that's too scary.
Like your career.
Yeah.
No reason for it.
We can't locate Gilbert Gottfried's career.
It got hit by lightning.
The president of France is meeting with your family.
Yes.
What else, Robin?
But anyway, they say they think they found some debris.
Yeah, horror.
Some debris.
And they will be trying to determine, what actually went on. So, bad story there. I don't, that is a scary plane story. The plane just disappeared.
Right.
Hundreds turned out for a rally in New York's Union Square last night to remember a prominent Kansas abortion doctor who was shot to death this weekend. Planned Parenthood staged the event to pay respect to Dr. George Tiller, who ran one of the 3 late-term abortion clinics in the nation. Here's New York City Council Speaker Christine Quinn, who attended the rally and spoke about the doctor.
It's unbelievably important that we stand here tonight and we thank him. We send our prayers to his family, and we send a message to the horrible criminal people who did this.
The 67-year-old Tiller had been attacked several times in the past, including having his clinic bombed in 1985. They're now saying the man who perpetrated this crime has mental problems, which surprises no one.
Right.
But his family said they never thought he'd take it that far.
Yeah.
They bombed the guy.
What else you got?
How long are you supposed to stay out of work when you discover that your wife has cancer? I mean, this is an issue.
Yeah. A day and a half.
I mean, really. I mean, when John Edwards was running for president, you thought it was ridiculous that he should continue his campaign after announcing that his wife had a recurrence of her breast cancer.
Yeah, it was crazy because he's got young kids and stuff, and then all of a sudden now you find out that he was having an affair and everything. So it makes sense.
Might as well have stayed away from home.
Right. In fact, that's why he stayed away. But most guys, if you're running for president and you're a United States senator, and then you find out your wife's having cancer, and it's like, in fact, it's the kind of cancer that's going to kill you, which was a pretty strong indication. It seems to me that you might be needed at home for a couple of, maybe running for president isn't a good idea. Maybe you drop out.
So what if you do something else?
Right.
Like you're not running for president.
All right, give me an example. What are you referring to?
You play golf.
If you play golf, well, the guy's probably got to make a living.
Well, that might relax.
He's incredibly wealthy.
He is? Who are we talking about?
Phil Mickelson.
He's a big-time golfer.
He's the #2 golfer in the world.
Okay. Yeah. And his wife has cancer?
Yeah, just announced that she's developed cancer.
What kind of cancer?
I think it's breast cancer.
Right,
she's hot, too.
So maybe that's the kind of cancer where, I mean, you're dealing with it, but he could still go back to work. Yeah, I would say he could wait a week.
Well, he did wait a week.
That seems appropriate, right? And then you got to work.
You got to work.
You mean suddenly you don't need money because...
Listen.
He's got small kids.
That could go on for years and years.
Listen, God forbid if it ever happened in the Pacers family. If Scott's golfing a week later, that's fucked up. But if he's directing here...
But cancer like that, that can be an ongoing problem. I think it's appropriate to go back to work after a week.
Sure.
Maybe it even help you forget about
World, it. Her surgery won't be scheduled until late June or perhaps July.
Okay.
Mickelson will play 2 events.
What were you thinking?
His schedule will be dictated by his wife's health, he said.
He's playing the, yay, my wife's got cancer open.
Were you thinking it was inappropriate?
I'm just wondering. I don't know for sure. I'm like, you had this strong reaction to John Edwards continuing on.
Right.
This is the guy who talks to the dead, right?
It's two different stories. Yes. You got one guy who's running for president of the United States. It's tremendously debilitating to go out on the road. His wife's dying of cancer.
Yeah.
That's one scenario. Yeah, I think he should have dropped out of that because that's a huge commitment.
Mm.
But a guy who golfs for a living
doesn't need the money.
Okay, doesn't need the money, but his wife's got breast cancer. They're dealing with it. He stays home for a week. He's gonna after the golf game, he can come back home and deal with it. I mean, he didn't have to be at her side every minute.
Tournaments are out away.
It's
they're
okay.
away.
He could wait a week, and it's breast cancer, and he'll be there. He'll be around. I'd say a week is appropriate.
It's not as bad as if his girlfriend gets cancer.
All right, I just want to check on these things because I never
John
know how
Edwards
they
was
should
saying.
Be handled.
John Edwards was saying, while my wife is dying, I want to run the country. It seemed ridiculous.
That's correct, I think. Yeah, that's weird.
It's okay to play golf, not run the country.
Well, I mean, golf is the guy's career.
If it fucks up this guy, Phil, it fucks up his golf game. John Edwards going to run the country while his wife's dying of cancer?
Yeah. Mickelson's going to go home and say, you bitch, you made me hook one of the right.
My point is, if you're distracted, if your golf game's not going to be any good, you might as well stay home.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. His golf game will always be good, I got a feeling.
All right. And finally this morning...
Oh, come on. Don't you have any more stories about Barack Obama?
No. Definitely not. It's been 9 years we've waited. And finally it's happening.
For Gilbert to get laid?
Sade is putting out a new album.
Oh, thank God.
Moray's putting out a new album?
Sade Moraine. I told her to wear solids.
Bikini Sade.
Tutu is a little bit of Sade.
All right. Didn't she only have one hit song, Smooth Operator?
No, she's had a few hits.
No, that's Sade. Sade. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sade, yeah.
I don't remember this one being a hit. I don't remember saying, WNBC Sade.
Oh, I have to get up and dance to this one.
This is depressing.
You know what? It's weird you say that. This is known, and I'm not kidding, this is known as the best heroin music on the planet.
Sade?
I know this song. I swear to God, I know this song because if you do heroin and listen to Sade, it makes meditating look like, getting on a plane.
Wow.
I mean, it's so, like, her voice, something about her voice.
Did you actually experience this?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
Wow, really? Yeah. You listened to Sade?
Wow. Well, my dealer was a black chick, and she...
and she knew Sade.
I wish I was kidding.
She knew the music of Sade.
Yeah, and she said, listen, just listen to this groove.
When you drive to Wilmington, Delaware, it's all you hear.
Yeah, our black chicks.
All right, Robin.
Sade's last release was 2000's Lovers Rock and featured the songs By Your Side, which we just listened to, and King of Sorrow. Mm-hmm. The disc sold nearly 4 million copies in the U.S. alone.
A lot of heroin addicts.
A lot of heroin addicts out there.
No, but I'm telling and I don't know this for a fact at all. There was an insane rumor that she might have had issues.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because so many heroin addicts liked it. They said, how could she not?
In a way, it's almost like Charlie Parker and stuff. Like Miles Davis would say...
And Billie Holiday.
Yeah, Billie Holiday. Yeah. They'd say, to be that good, like you almost got to be on the shit because that's why they're, you know.
Who knows?
I don't know.
All right. Robin, anything else?
I told you that's what's
happening.
All
right. There's one thing we have to say. Gilbert Gottfried is going to appear at Caroline's at 8 o'clock on Broadway in Manhattan. That's going to happen Thursday night. That's a big night for you.
Big night.
Go home, get a lot of sleep, and prepare.
And bananas next week, and check the website.
Which one? Hasbrook Heights or Poughkeepsie?
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
For tickets, go to carolines.com or additional tour dates. You can always check gilbertgottfried.com. That's your one place to really be in touch with Gilbert.
And get the Dirty Joke DVD.
Right.
And I'm an Emmy nominee, kind of.
What do you mean?
For this cartoon Cyber Chase.
For your unique take on Barack Obama?
What is this cartoon? I've never heard of Cyber Chase.
Well, like anything in my career.
Right.
Cartoon work.
Where does it air?
On PBS.
Your age.
Yes.
On PBS,
yes.
Cyber
There's
Chase.
a cartoon on PBS?
Yes.
I can't get a Shrimp commercial.
Is this because it's just for young children, this cartoon?
Yes.
It teaches them how to be in life?
They learn from Gilbert Gottfried.
Right.
Yeah.
Mom, Sponge Pants just called Barack Obama the N-word.
All right, thank you, Gilbert. We wish you a lot of luck in your career. I do want to mention...
Yeah, good luck on the Emmy.
Too late.
Yeah. And we hope you win.
Yeah, we hope you win.
By the way,
God,
I
I'd love to hear that speech.
My corporation... Do you have a speech prepared?
Well, hello there, everybody.
Howard, by the way, I have to embarrass myself in front of Gilbert and say I'll be in Princeton tonight.
Why is that embarrassing?
Because I'm plugging, and I'm sorry, but I don't know.
He plugs every minute.
I know, but I'm in Princeton. I'll be in Princeton at the Barnes & Noble signing my book at Princeton Bar, and then I'll be at a diner.
How do you do a book, Artie?
When you write a book, it should have the pages on the inside. The cover should be on the outside, and the pages on the inside.
Shut up, you racist fuck. Good luck with your Emmy.
Thanks, guys. Let's go to mycorporation.com. Now, I don't